It's Way Up. I'm Angela Yee and my guy.
You may know.
Yes,
Mano
not the
is
old
here.
one.
Yes, superstar.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into some stories. Herbo got 3 years probation in his federal fraud case, and he'll be paying $140,000 in restitution. Man, I know he's happy about that.
Absolutely, way better than jail.
Yeah, they said they thought he was going to get a 2 to 3 year sentence based on federal guidelines. He did go ahead and take that plea deal. So there it is. I mean,
Yeah, man, free all the guys, man.
good for him. All right, Dwayne Wade is launching his own podcast with iHeartMedia. It's called The Why, and that actually starts on January 17th. It'll be interviews between him and athletes, musicians, entrepreneurs, and more. So he's going to have a 2-part episode, which has a roundtable with fellow basketball Hall of Famers, and he'll talk about also the experience of being a rookie and things like that. Upcoming guests include Carmelo Anthony, Rick Ross, Pat Riley, Lindsey Vonn, and more. Keith Lee, celebrity food critic, he went to the Bay Area. He made that stop in the Bay Area, but then he ended up cutting that visit short. He departed suddenly, and he posted a video explaining why. Here's what he had to say.
I truly don't believe the Bay is a place for tourists right now. And that's what I was, a tourist. The people in the Bay are just focused on surviving. And this is the first city where I have over 6 videos that I don't feel comfortable with posting because nothing about my experience was constructive. Number 3, and probably the most important, I had to go to the hospital because I had an allergic reaction to one of the meals I had. This restaurant in particular cooked a plethora of meats, including shellfish. My family specifically asked if they cooked it on the same grill. They said yes, but they would clean it. The second I ate it, I blew up like a balloon.
All right. In the full video, he also talks about how he's not comfortable because people there are just trying to survive. They're focused on surviving, people living in tents, burned cars. He said it was shocking, and he does wish the city would step in.
Right.
You know, I remember going there and doing my show when I was on the Breakfast Club there, and it'd be like the middle of the night. You got to go to the studio because of the time difference, and just seeing what it was like at night with the tents up in the city, and going into like expensive restaurants and stepping over people who are unhoused, and feeling like, man, how could they not do something? Because it's also such an expensive city to live in.
It absolutely is. I think it's more expensive than here.
Yeah, it is. And so imagine all this money that's there, but
all this
such
homeless.
a disparity. All right, Kevin Hart said he wouldn't host the Oscars again, and he says that award shows are not comedy-friendly environments anymore. He was talking to Sky News, and here's what he had to say.
I'm still ready for you to host the Oscars.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah. You say it's not going to happen.
Kill the idea of it. It's not going to happen.
Right, kill the idea.
Only reason why, like in this case, like even with Joe, there is no return of good.
Listen, he
Why
does
does he
that,
feel
but
like that?
because you know how hard it is to host one of these award shows? Like Joe Coy just hosted, right? And he got the gig like a couple of weeks beforehand, but he's a really funny comedian.
It's like a stiff audience, right?
It's a very stiff audience. And then you kind of got to jab at people that's there who may not have the best sense of humor. Here's what he said about Joe Coy actually hosting when he was on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen.
I have no reaction to it. Joe Coy is a phenomenal comedian. He sells out arenas.
Everywhere.
That's a tough room. It's an industry room where the expectation is one of like consequence. So everybody's on edge about what are you going to say about me. So it's not one that that's attached to immediate laughter. So I think the comics that have partaken and have had success, it's because they have a nice understanding of the industry and the personnel.
Yeah, so it's tough. It's tough. All right, well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we have About Last Night. That's where we discuss what we did last night. I know you were exhausted, but I want to talk about the whole process of what goes into filming your own show. So we'll discuss that when we come back. It's Way Up.